Beware Maria. Maria talks about music, about education, about psychology and art, about sex and gender roles, about meaning and purpose, about things that are fun or interesting and can relate to each other. Maria has conversations with herself and with others, and she finds it a bit odd to talk about herself in the third person. Just beware and think about it. We've got lots and loads and loads of problems with our relationships today, such as just get a passport, high caliber man. Don't sell your It's always by the cheapest possible Uber. And to this effect, we have with us our dear, our admirer, and best counselor, relationship coach for high value woman and high caliber man, Dr. Mary O.
She never will marry. She'll be no man's wife.
My dear friends, I'm so happy to be here today. I've missed you. Did you miss me?
All the days of her life.
My dear friends, my dear ladies, we're going to start putting ourselves in the headspace and in the mindset of that sophisticated woman that you want to become to attract the right man for you. Whoops, that came out a bit like a shock, but it doesn't matter because we can look natural. And now that we are in the headspace of sophistication and good taste, we're going to talk today about seduction. Seduction, that beginning, that way to get that high value man that you want for yourself, and sometimes elusive. But my friend, is not going to be any more elusive if you follow this advice. First of all, how is that kind of man? It's a man who must have probably a gym membership. It's a man that builds muscle. He has skills. He has an expertise in something. Like he knows. He has a superior knowledge. He can have any kind of conversation because he will always go back to that superior knowledge that he has. He will have a passport because you will want to travel, so he also has to have a passport. And what else? He has values. He has you when he finds you, and you are going to attract him. He is confident. He embraces himself, and he sticks to his decisions. He doesn't give up to the pressure of his peers or of you. He is a leader. No matter how scary the situation is, the high caliber man really knows how to lead. And of course, he exercises, he diets, he has a positive attitude. Of course, such a man is not something you're going to find easily and have it for yourself. This man makes plans and follows through. And you want to attract him. And you want, my dear lady, to be confident. At least confidence is so important. So this is what we're going to do today. Seduction. Seduction includes your movements, includes your conversation, includes the words that you use, your non-verbal communication, the way you look, short-term behavioral strategies. Seduction. Seduction involves temptation and enticement, often sexual in nature, but we're not going to get there, ladies, because it's not elegant as us. We have to find a way to seduce like we're not doing anything and like we are not sexual when we seduce, but then we are sexual when we have seduced, but then not again because we're not married. Do you understand it? Seduction is also the act of charming someone, male or female, by an appeal of the senses, often with a goal, often wanting to lead them to some kind of activity, but we're not going to get there. We are going to do elegant seduction. Seduction is a method of negotiating our sexual relationships. This can often involve manipulation of other individuals. But we don't do that. We don't do sex. We don't negotiate. We just seduce. We just behave in a different way. We just let ourselves look natural in a way that we don't really want to look natural. We have trained every movement, we have trained every logo, we have trained what we're going to say, but it's fluid, it has to flow. You make it a part of you. You make that investment of yourself because you are high value. High value. And you got strategies
short-term strategies and seduction, long-term strategies that you're going to use to get that elusive man who goes to the gym and has a passport. Yeah. And you're going to use your persona, and you're going to create how you are going to be from now on for the rest of your existence. You're going to market yourself, you're going to get out there, and if you follow my advice, you will see how very nice. My dear ladies, this is the moment of the truth. This is the moment in which you are going to learn real tools that work, real tools that will make him come back to you and text you, so you won't be alone. Yes. Maybe you're single. Maybe you just ended a relationship. Start going out alone. I will give you tips on how can you go out of your house confidently and attract a man, but not just any man, your man. So where do high caliber men go? Wherever they go, you have to find out, and you have to spend more time there. If you never spend time there, you will go there and start spending time there, so you can then spend more time there. So if you're looking for a doctor, if you're looking for, you can go to a nice restaurant, or you want to find a businessman, you got to try out and see what reactions you get from men. And of course, you need to know at what time of the day to do this. Not alone at night by yourself, my dear lady, because people might mistake you by a prostitute. Always go out during daylight and find out at what time the men that you want do things. So you have to find out first what are the men that you want, and where do they go and when do they go, so you are ready. You see, this is an absolute art, but it is learnable. You can learn it with me if you buy my courses. You have to enhance yourself. Enhance yourself, learn yourself, train yourself, so that you are not yourself. You become your authentic personality that is being polished. But I mean, it's real, but you have refined it. So it's not about not being yourself. You just polish up yourself. You be you yourself. You're polished. That's your way to be. You understand this? Okay. So you watch your body language. So you don't want to look too busy if you go to one of these restaurants with doctors and lawyers, but you also don't want to look too unoccupied. You see, you have to find always the right amount of occupation and the right amount of leisure. My dear lady, for this, what I suggest you to do is that you don't look into your phone. You look your body language. You can carry a notebook and you can pretend to take notes of what's happening around, and at the same time you can be social, you can have a pleasant body language that you will acquire when you buy my courses. And you have to soften up yourself, be soft and feminine, and be in your feminine. Don't be a masculine woman. Don't be a masculine woman. Just that's it. Okay? If you're a masculine woman, you're going to attract all the wrong men. You have to soften up your body since the morning until the night, and Smile. If a man comes next to you, you smile and say hello, hello. If he comes across your path, then the least you can do is say hello. There's a man coming to you. Greet him. And yes, so that is the basics. You want to look positive in life. Leave apart any negativity and be independent, self-sufficient. You don't rely on anyone, but you also your worst critic. You will take care of yourself physically all the time. You also go to the gym, but don't build too much muscle because then you look masculine. You see? Always look for ways to grow, but don't get taller or you will have a problem with him. So just grow inside your mind and your heart. You must smell nice, but not just that. You must smell elegant. You must apply perfume to your body. And you always carry a little bit more extra clothes because you never know if you're going to get stained because you may be a little bit clumsy, for example. And then you can get changed. Learn something. I mean, it doesn't mean that you must take a course or something really complicated, but just learn something. And also learn about yourself. You work on yourself and grow. No, don't grow. Just improve and stop being defensive. As a high caliber woman, you will always learn to, very important, hold back, pause, hold yourself, and learn why you're so triggered. Because if something happens and you're triggered and you don't temper yourself and hold back, then the fault is you. It's you. It has nothing to do with another person or what you're reacting to. If you are an elegant lady, you know how to manage your own emotions by holding back. And by doing that, more people will like you. Maybe you could go to therapy if it helps you to hold back. And then you will have less drama in your life. Isn't it beautiful? And overall, be confident. Know yourself. Know the person you're trying to seduce. Because when you are confident, wow, then you understand that it's easy to entice a man when you appeal to their senses. You want to be visually appealing and eye candy for them because men, high caliber men, like beautiful women. Put a bit of makeup, do your nails and be appealing. Smell good, smell fresh, smell clean, smell girly and smell feminine. Don't get a masculine aroma for you. How can you possibly wear that? Throw out of your wardrobe any masculine garments or aromas, and you will and should smell as a feminine goddess. Maybe you give a little touch on the hand of a person, of a man that you like, but don't grab his penis. Just give a subtle touch on his hand and use your feminine voice as you lean over him. You can grab his hand a little bit or let your face close to his and then you can whisper on his ear. You can say to him, you smell really good. And finally, my dear high caliber woman, if he always sends you back home in the cheapest possible Uber, he is not your man. Say bye-bye. And with this, I'm saying bye-bye to you today. I hope you will be able to apply this advice very soon. By my method, by my course, and practice body language every day. And comb your hair and the cut hair out of your coat before you leave the house. Have a good week.
all the days of her life.
You see, here we are, second time that we bring Mary O with us.
And if you haven't heard the episode with Dr. Mario, it's called Dating Coach. Now the thing, what do you make of this? Do you like it? Do you love it? Yeah. Except a couple of 3 things that I made up. The rest I didn't make up. These are easy episodes for me to put together because I just have to watch some videos that are there circulated amongst the population, and this is it. This is out there that find this kind of thing. What do you make of it? Do you really think that you can be more of a woman if you're a woman of what you already are? I mean, if you're a woman, you're feminine. That's it. Do you think that masculine is a feeling, is something that you're going to be different if you change your demeanor, your tone of voice, your natural voice, so you can attract someone? I tell you, you change your mood, you change your voice, you change your way of dressing and your way to do things to get someone, and you get someone that way. Good luck to you in keeping up with that. Every day doing theatre. But also, is it going to work? Is it going to do you achieve what you want by doing that? Or you're going to get some guy who is doing exactly the same opposite, reversed kind of theatre? And I don't doubt that there will be people who are naturally like that, and I'm not going to dispute it. But if you are not, why would you want to be? And I decided to do this episode because I'm reading a book that I'm absolutely loving, and it's about seduction too, but from a very interesting point of view. It's called Seductress. Seductress by Betsy Priolo, Women Who Ravage the World and the Lost Art of Love. And it is so absolutely good. The majority, I mean, every chapter is dedicated to a different woman in history who was breaking grounds and were breaking rules, and they were not, most of them were not the stereotypical type of beauty. And there were fascinating women with great personalities who were able to get and keep the men of her choice, one or more, men who were really good for them. And majority of them were myth-busting non-beauty senior intellectual creators, sometimes into politics, also adventurers. They were doing something totally different to what our Mario is suggesting to do. They sometimes would be seen by men like a divinity that they want to serve and adore, not like the woman who doesn't want to be too much and doesn't want to be too little and is trying to find the space in which he's going to appease the guy by not talking too much and letting him speak of things. Some of them were eloquent. Some of them were passionate speakers. They could be feminine if they want. They could be more masculine than stereotypical if they want. I'm going to highlight something. Page 18. As a French connoisseur observed in the 17th century, a beautiful woman who has all the good qualities of a man is the most wonderful thing in the world, it was said. And it was them being themselves growing what was making them more attractive. It was said that the singer Pauline Viardot was not a beauty according to the standards of beauty of the time, and she was even called a sacred monster, as her half-sister put it. But even though they say I never saw a man who would resist Edith. Women of their time, of the 18th or 19th century that would speak, that would be behaving differently, the power of the fascination in a fascinating woman who were doing things differently. And that was a big aphrodisiac, I can't say it. Women with a magical effect on men. And older women also who were fascinated for all the material life, having formidable allures that were denied to the younger ones. This is what I want to promote today. That seduction, real seduction, doesn't have to follow those patterns. All those people who are falling for these stereotypes, like Cassie Urbania very recently said in one of her lectures about love. Women falling in love and, I'm in love, there goes my identity. High value woman. How many times I'm hearing that expression? If I text first, I'm not high value, I'm low value. But a horrible thing. Like, I don't want to be low value, I want to have better value. So I have to do all these set of things. Please don't do that. And also, if you check the book, you see what an interesting selection of powerful women are there who did not behave as a standard. Women in mythology, women in ancient Sumeria, in ancient Greece until the 20th century. These women who were different, who were charming, who were themselves, were seducing with their personality. These women had harems if they wanted and when they wanted. And they did not have to fit into any mold. And that is the most attractive thing. And if you don't believe me, give it a go. Give it a go and then you tell me. Write to me or to the doctor and you tell us. By the way, it's true, you can write to me at bewaremaria@gmail.com. And to finalize, I want to read a little quote, page 82. That says, Zaza Gabor came closer to this when she said, "There are no ugly women, just those who don't know the story, the one about the primeval beaked goddess with her numinous powers, metamorphosis, cosmic sex appeal, and triumphant plots of conquest and seduction." Have a lovely week.